Disclaimer: the material is for informational purposes only and is not a call to action. Trading involves risks. Available only if all rules are followed. Dear friends, hello everyone and welcome to my channel. In this video, I want to show you how I will trade using my artificial intelligence based tool. This tool is absolutely free and absolutely anyone can use it. This trading robot will provide me with signals for each asset that I choose. Today, I will be working with these 6 assets, since their payout percentage is 92%, which will allow me to reach the amount of $13,600. That is the goal I want to achieve today in this, so to speak, training process during which I would like to trade. That's all. So now we can calmly start trading. But before we begin, I want to show you some feedback from my participants, students, and subscribers who are already trading with my robot and are already achieving some results. Here, for example, is the review of the day that I would like to show you. So I don't see any reason for doubt. You just need to try and always strive for the best. I'm starting trading with the first asset, Euro and British Pound. I open this asset on the trading robot. Find it? Okay, Euro, British Pound. First, I need to find it so I can choose my signal. It was on the first page for us. Here it is, a 10-second signal. The trading robot says you need to sell here. I immediately opened a sell trade after receiving the signal from my robot. I see that the price is dropping rapidly. The robot's signal is absolutely correct and precise. I earned $37.40. Excellent. So let's continue our trading. Let's move on to the next asset. Canadian dollar, Japanese yen. Let's find this asset on our trading robot. We launch the signal for 10 seconds. The trading robot says you need to buy here. I open a buy trade after receiving the signal and see that the price starts to rise. The accuracy of this signal was 93%, after which the trade closed in profit. And as we can see, after that the price started to go down. The trade closed in profit. Unfortunately, I didn't initially choose the correct investment amount. But that's not a big deal. We'll just trade one more deal. And most likely, the amount will simply increase. The next asset is the Australian dollar to US dollar. We find the asset and launch the signal for 10 seconds. The trading robot says, you need to buy here. I open a buy trade and the price immediately starts to rise sharply. The accuracy of this signal was as high as 94%, and the result we got confirms this accuracy. I already have $107 in my account and I'm moving on to the next asset. Australian dollar, Swiss franc. I find this asset on the trading robot, set the signal for 10 seconds. The trading robot tells me to buy. I immediately opened a buy trade. For some reason, the trade amount changed to $1. I don't quite understand why, but the change happened as it did. Alright, let's probably get back to our asset. Australian dollar and Swiss franc. Again, we select a 10-second signal. The trading robot says, you still need to buy. I opened a buy trade after the signal. Now this trade also closes in profit, and for this asset, we've achieved the required investment amount. Excellent result. Let's move on to the next asset. Australian dollar and Canadian dollar. I open this asset on the trading robot and start a 10-second signal. The trading robot tells me to buy here. I immediately open a buy trade, and now I'm waiting for the price to go up so that it trades above my entry point, allowing me to take my profit of 92%. Excellent result. $394 are already in my balance. And I simply move on and won't stop at this trade. Australian dollar and Swiss franc. I open a 10-second trade. A buy signal has been received. I immediately opened a buy trade after receiving the signal. Now I'm just waiting for the price to close above the entry point. That's exactly what happened, and I made 92% profit. As a result, my balance is now $758. The result is excellent. Moving on to the next asset. Australian dollar, US dollar. I find this asset, signal for 10 seconds. The trading robot says buy. I immediately opened the buy trade after the signal, predicting that the price would trade above my entry point. Thanks to this, I will make a profit. And that's exactly what happened. $1,455 are already in my balance. I'm trading more than excellently, and I'm completely satisfied. The situation is awesome. Moving on to the next asset. So we're closing the Canadian dollar and Japanese yen and opening 2 new assets to trade on. These ones suit me and we're starting to trade on the next currency pair. Euro and British Pound. I open the asset, signal for 10 seconds. The trading robot says, buy. Without any hesitation or doubt, I immediately open a buy trade after the signal, expecting the price to go higher so I can make a profit. And that's exactly what happened. My earnings have already reached $2,795. And all of this is thanks to my free trading robot, which is absolutely available to every one of you. This trading robot is completely free. The link to it will be in the description or in the comments under this video. If you want to activate it, just follow the link, activate it, and start receiving signals from it. It works absolutely on all assets. So I'm moving on to the next trade. Australian dollar, New Zealand dollar. I open this asset on the robot. The signal is for 10 seconds. The trading robot says buy, and I open a trade in the direction indicated by the signal. The payout will be 92% if my trade closes higher. That's exactly what happened, and now my balance is already $5,367. Guys, I want to tell you about one important rule that you must follow. Trading is always a risk. You could potentially lose your capital and your money, but let me repeat, any business you engage in, any trading activity, always involves risks. And you need to take these risks into account when trading or dealing with any other trading related matters. You can just as easily earn $1 million as you can lose that $1 million. That's why you need to understand that if you trade without risk management, money management, and all the trading rules, if you trade thoughtlessly, you will lose your balance. In other words, if you are not ready to work properly and follow all the trading rules in trading, you will end up losing your funds. Let me repeat once again. I am not the kind of trader or blogger who will tell you that you will become a millionaire here. No, absolutely not. Many people lose money here. But many people also make money. But if you consistently follow the established rules, trade wisely and with careful consideration, and work with a truly cool and composed head, without any emotional involvement whatsoever, and without treating this entire endeavor like a mere game of chance, then things should undoubtedly go very well for you. So please, do not ever think that everything here is all sunshine and rainbows, or that it will always be easy. This is hard daily work. And there is always a potential risk of losing your balance here. Please, stay vigilant, work carefully, and trade properly. Alright, now I'm moving on to the next trade. Euro, Japanese yen. I'm opening this asset on the robot. It was somewhere here, I think, maybe on the next page or not, I don't remember. Here we go, 10 seconds. Buy. I've opened a buy trade. The accuracy of this signal is as high as 92%, which is great overall, since this trade closes in profit. I earn a whole $10,000 on this trade, and all in just 10 seconds. Now I need to keep earning so I can reach what I promised. My investment amount should be around $4,000. And that way, I'll earn the goal I mentioned at the very beginning. I won't open a trade with the full amount, with all 10,000, because that's not practical and a bit unreasonable. I'm choosing a currency pair, Australian dollar and Swiss franc, a 10-second signal. The trading robot says sell. I opened a sell trade after receiving the signal. Now I'm expecting the price to simply go down. Thanks to this, I'll make a profit on this asset. And that's exactly what happened. I made a profit, and now my balance is already $13,985. All of this is thanks to the analytical robot based on artificial intelligence, which provided me with a signal for every currency pair. Thanks to it for that. Thanks to artificial intelligence, which helps to trade profitably. With that, I'll be wrapping up my educational review video. I wish each of you a great day and see you next time. Goodbye everyone.